Alright, I'm out here in our garden this evening. It's cooled down. It's evening time, about 7 o'clock now. It's been quite warm, 90 plus degrees, high humidity, so I got here in the evening or early morning would be also a great time to come out and pick the garden. I'm about halfway done picking. I'm going to show you what all I've got harvested so far and show you what's going on behind me in our vegetable garden. It's been neglected again. I've been quite busy out here the past week. Haven't been out here very much. So let's see what we all have got in here so far. Come on in here and we can see our kale. If you look down on the bottom, you can tell where we've been picking it, harvesting it. It's actually getting a little too warm for the kale about now. It's kind of burning up a little bit. I just got done picking all of our green beans here. Got some cucumbers that are growing. A lot have just now started, and I picked a handful of them already. I got a tomatillo plant here. If you look closely, you can see them just now starting to produce tomatillos on there. I got some squash. We've been harvesting the squash quite a bit now, but there's some of the squash still on the vine. We'll let it get a little bigger. I've just got done picking the squash. We'll come over here to the tomatoes, and these tomatoes are just huge. I mean, this is crazy sized tomatoes here. Let me show you what I've picked already. Come around this side. These tomato vines are loaded, quite honestly, loaded down. I'm working my way around here. Here's some of the smaller grape tomatoes, and there's just so many on here to pick. So I've got a bucket full here. Come around this way. As you can see, got my bucket loaded down here with tomatoes, so I'll go through that and show you in a second what all I've got harvested. But as you can see, there's just a ton of tomatoes on the vine all throughout here. So tomatoes everywhere. Keep on coming down this way. Get up under here. We can see what we have. Some yellowing on the vines. This is Brandywine. I'm gonna go ahead and pick this one here. It's starting to turn the color a little bit. If I can reach it. Get this one. Just starting to turn color. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick this before it starts splitting, just in case it does with all the rain we've had. There's the other one. These are huge tomatoes. I'll show you all the tomatoes I just picked. I've got a ton of large sized tomatoes in getting here, so I can show you these. This is the old German. I see some just now changing color. I'm gonna go ahead and pick this one as well. If I can get it. That's a old German, just now changing color. There's one more in there, quite large. It looks like it may be a little bug damage because I left it on the vine way too long. Here is another old German. Unfortunately, it's got a little bug damage here, so we'll give that off to the chickens. But there's a nice looking old German that just left it on the vine too long. Nice and ripe, so the bugs started to get after it. See here, I picked a few green ones. These were sitting on the ground, so I went ahead and picked these. As you can see, what happens when they sit on the ground, they get some end rot there. That's just caused from sitting on the ground there. So make sure to keep your tomatoes tied up, which I haven't done a very good job of this year, but I think we'll have more than enough tomatoes nonetheless. I'll show you this tomato plant real quick. This one I've grown several times. This is the green zebra. A challenge with this tomato plant is, if you look closely, it's actually quite hard to tell when they are ripe, because it is going to be ripe and it will still be green. So as you can see, I've got a ton of them on here, but if you feel them, they're still very hard. So only way I know is when they're starting to have a little give. That means they're ripe. This one's, I'll pick one here to show y'all. I'll just let this ripen on the table, but this is what a green zebra looks like, and it will be a green tomato when you slice it and be fully ripe green. It's just very challenging to tell when it is exactly ripe, but you can always tell by the firmness or their lack of when it is ripe. This one's very hard still right now, so it's not quite ready to eat, but I'll pick one and we'll watch it ripen. Not sure if you can see this very well. This is the Homely Homer. I never grown this variety before, but this tomato is huge. I got two of them on here, but I mean, it is literally the size of my hand, and it is not ripe yet at all to leave it on there. But if you can tell by this, I mean, that is as large as my hand. We can look in here and you can see I do have some cucumbers just starting to grow. There's quite a few small ones out here still. I just picked a few of the larger ones. They would have done much better if I built a trellis, but as you can see, they're growing on the ground, and they're doing just fine on the ground. So you don't necessarily have to have a trellis, but it does make for a better production and growing. So here's our zucchini. I picked a few zucchini, squash. Here's one zucchini here. Still a little small yet. We'll let that stay on the vine a couple more days. Zucchini and squash really doing quite nice out here. Another view of the cucumbers growing here. Come over this way. You can see all of our pepper plants growing. This one's loaded down here with some, these are yellow banana peppers here. Look pretty nice. We'll pick a couple of these. Great for the salads or something. So those are looking good. Got a serranos there coming along. All kinds of peppers. Alright, so I'm inside the house here. Let's dump this big old basket out and see what all I've got. Got our kale on top here. Set that to the side. See what our tomatoes. Come on in here, you can see, I mean, these are nice. This is a Brandywine Tomato. This thing's huge. I mean, it's gigantic. I got several off of that one plant, as you can see here. These are all the Brandywine tomatoes. Off of this one plant was just stuffed with these Brandywine. I mean, this is the biggest Brandywine tomatoes I've grown before. These are beautiful. We'll let them ripen up a little bit more. And what else we got here? Some zucchini, some squashes. Got a handful more of green beans as well. Another tomato here. A lot of the smaller varieties. Look at this here. I just pulled these right off the vine. I just broke off the whole stem because just about the whole thing was ripened, ready to go. That's a Sweet 100, I believe. And then here's some more that is just loaded down on the vine. I just broke off the whole stem because it was just loaded. Green bean in there. So we got a ton of tomatoes here. Green zebra. Beautiful tomatoes. So we got a ton of large ones and a ton of tiny. We got yellow pear, grape, sweet 100, sun sugar, all in here. Here's cucumbers, a couple of the cucumbers I had found. Of course, our kale. And these are the yellow pear. These are the largest yellow pear tomatoes I've ever grown. Quite amazing, really, how large these yellow pear are. This garden's on steroids here. A few pepper plants, peppers that I picked. So there's just a quick look at what I picked today or this evening out of our vegetable garden. Alright, so the clips that you just saw were actually recorded over a week ago now. I have harvested tons more out of our garden since then. Several baskets more full of vegetables in our garden. Behind me, as you can see, a ton more tomatoes and other veggies. We've given quite a few away, and we've been eating tomatoes and everything. So let's check out, and let me give you a closer look at our different varieties of tomatoes, and then let me cut open some so you can see. At least, I wish you could taste it, but at least I can show you the difference, what they look like inside. So as you can see, this is what our countertop looks like in the summer in our kitchen. We got a huge thing full of all kind of small tomatoes and a large assortment and variety of different kinds of tomatoes. This is one reason why I like to grow so many varieties of tomatoes. We've got from a yellow tomato to this beautiful jumbo heirloom. This is Cherokee purple. And then earlier I was telling you about the green zebra. This is what a green zebra looks like ripened. It's a little bit of a yellowish tint with green strikes through it. I'll cut this open and show you what it looks like inside in a second. You can see that's another one there. Once they have this yellowish tint and they're a lot softer, they're ready to eat. So we have a huge amount of tomatoes. We've been eating some fried green tomatoes. This is the Homely Homer. Interesting tomato there. First year growing that. A lot of these nice smaller sized tomatoes are the celebrity tomato that came off of one vine. So there's just a quick look at our tomatoes. Of course, we come over here and there are more cucumbers and a few more green beans, peppers. Check out the refrigerator here. Come in here and show you our refrigerator is full of squash and zucchini and a ton more cucumbers, a little bit of kale there, and so we are loaded in the refrigerator as well. Here is the green zebra. Let me cut into this and just show you what it looks like once you cut into a green zebra tomato. This is a ripe tomato, ready to eat, but it is still green. As you can see here, I'll fan it out, and you can see that is what a green zebra looks like. Ripe, it's soft, so it's a ripe tomato. It's green still. So stay tuned for more videos coming up pretty soon about our garden and what we got going on outside there, as well as a chicken update to show you all our chickens we have in our backyard. And it is summertime now. It's getting quite hot. I slow down out there in the summer when it's 100+ degrees, but it is time to start planning for the fall garden here. So we will be doing that very soon. So make it a great day.